Why do you think your brand popped off? I guess
Because it's sick.
Where are we off to, bro?
We're going to the cinema.
Yeah. Now we're going to Starbucks. Hidden in the Rivington Hills of Horwich City. I come here every day for breakfast.
The Rock turned up at the GQ Awards in like leather waistcoat and a cowboy hat.
Did he actually?
Yeah.
Head into the office, bro. We've got egg bites in hand. We've got to eat on the move. Because we're going on BBC.
This weekend, so my
Presumably you got to a point where it was like, okay, this is getting big.
Come on, Hannah, you're okay.
This is what we're good at.
Yeah, exactly.
Therefore, we'll get the right people in to enable us to do the stuff that we know how to do. I love that.
The authenticity and credibility over 13 years that these guys have, they've lived and breathed it. It's not overnight. Whilst we've been on a hockey stick for the last 3 to 4 years in terms of growth, this has been a shit ton of hard work.
And how's the 247 line taking off?
247 line's actually the fastest growing part of Represent. So we wanted to collaborate and really bring the footwear to the market. So we managed to secure a collaboration with Heaton through High Rocks and bring their elite runner into 247.
Yes.
There's the Maldives, I swear. We used to play every night. Do the competitions with the Germans.
See me do the lightsaber as well.
That's you then.
Get this on BBC. Ah, that's you. Oh, you're on I think the potted spots.
So you took 150 quid, right?
150
quid.
150
and a
quid.
shed.
I went to a screen printers down in Wales and they told me they could do 25 t-shirts with one colour screen print, and I was wondering what do we call this brand, and I wrote a list of names down, and the one that stuck out was Representing. Then Mike came over my shoulder and was like, right, take the ing off, and that's what started the brand name, and luckily it is an expression of who we are and what we do, and it's managed to live on for now nearly 14 years.
Yeah. I think our biggest strength was not knowing what we were getting into.
You're just two lads from Bolton, right?
Yeah.
How do you stay grounded? How do you stay in that?
I think that's
zone?
it. I don't think we're two lads from Bolton. I think there's such a big team behind this brand now that we're not doing this for ourselves. We're doing it for them. We're doing it for their families. We're doing it for everyone that's involved. There's over 100 people in here, and I like to see people come in and use the gym in the morning and be inspired and come to work happy and enjoy what they're doing. And for me, that's where I get my fulfillment. It's not about the revenue that we do with the brand or us two as brothers. It's about the whole team that we're creating, and we want this thing to be a legacy and last forever.
So you could have just very easily, as soon as you hit success, gone, see you later, Bolton. What keeps you here?
I think for me, it doesn't matter how much money I'd have in the bank, I'd still find myself messing around designing. So for me, it's really is just a passion. It's something that I love doing, and even if I had all the money in the world, I still wouldn't change it.
Yeah, it's life's work, and going back to us staying here, we built the brand from here. We built it in a shed from my mum's garden, and then we moved into the unit over there back when we couldn't afford it, and now we're at this point where we have 4 of these in a row, and we've got all these people coming in. And like I said, it's beautiful to see and be a part of, and know that this is something that's come from the ground up, and we still feel like we're only just getting started now when we're nearly 14 years in. So I think the potential's amazing.
You've got quite an interesting collaboration coming up with another 2 brothers, actually. Tell us about
that. We've got a big collaboration coming up with 2 brothers as well that started in Manchester, Oasis, and that came about organically from, I think they released a documentary in 2016 called Supersonic, and there was a segment in that where they'd shown where they recorded the album in at Rockfield Studios in Wales, and we you know, I was looking at that thinking, what a cool sort of like moment and vibe that was for the team to be like isolated, because I think it was on a farm or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in a big farm.
And we thought, you know, that'd make a great campaign, sort of going back to Rockfield, but sort of shooting it on Liam's son Lennon.
And the collection was really inspired by like what Liam was wearing on stage back in the 90s. I think like we've drawn so much inspiration from that over the years, and we've managed to portray that image of the British rock and roll that them guys were, that like Mike said, it was organic. And then an opportunity came around with Liam Gallagher a couple of years ago when he was doing Nebworth again, and we managed to secure a little collaboration where Mike designed a few pieces there, and we launched a little pop-up on that weekend. And then one thing led to another, and the next minute them guys are getting back together, and we're able to be a part of that through this collection.
But actually, when we designed this, we didn't know they were getting back together.
So we've had this in the bag for a while.
So you were ahead of the game, right?
Mine always knew they were getting back together.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Are we going to see the other brothers, wearing some of your stuff on tour then?
I think we will.
Yeah, definitely. The product's amazing. It's fantastic. I'm sure they'd love to wear it.
And what sort of conversations do you have with the Gallagher brothers about your clothes, what they want, what they need from a brand?
I think the difference is like their style evolution and where we are as a brand, and we're really going into the archives and looking at how we can bring the vintage aspect of what old rock and roll t-shirts and hoodies look like.
Yeah, we always say like if you look back at the old photographs of them, if you took them out of that time and put them here today, you know, they still look cool and
all the other bands that are out. Yeah.
So you talked there about the UK and how the inspiration and retro looks are important. How important is it for you to keep that identity about being a UK business in your brand?
It's something that we go into every briefing for design meetings with, and we like to keep it at the forefront. We've always said that we're British made, and wherever we take our inspiration from, whether that's the Western idea of cowboys, we'll call ourselves the British Cowboys for that collection, or we'll always bring that aspect of our upbringing and the heritage of Britain into the product that we can, whether it's through like the twills and the knits or the way we wash our garments. So we always like to keep being British at the forefront of our design.
Talked a little bit just earlier about price point. So, you know, some people might say it's quite an expensive brand if your son, daughter, because you're doing a women's range, right?
Definitely.
Wants to wear this brand. What do you think about, you know, that message to if someone says, oh, it's just a little bit pricey?
Look, I think we make the brand to last forever. Like our pride and joy is making product that we want to wear, and for us, we want to wear luxury product. We want to be able to wash it forever, and we want to be able to take it out of the wardrobe in 40 years time and still be able to put that on. So we have to develop the best fabrics and use the best factories and the best sourcing to be able to do that, and that does come at an expense, but we do sit at an attainable price point compared to the other luxury brands that are in those factories and doing the same things as us. So we really pride ourselves on our quality and our price point.
And you had a really nice saying, didn't you? It's like affordable luxury.
Yeah, affordable luxury, attainable luxury, whatever you want to call it. That's what Represent is.
And we've talked lots about collaborations. We talked about Oasis. You've got
Puma.
No, not Puma. Rolls-Royce.
Rolls-Royce.
You've got
Yeah.
Rolls-Royce coming in. How important are those collaborations, and how do you know who's the right person, brand to go with?
Well, like Mike said earlier, the Oasis thing was very organic, and to us, as two brothers that were raised by a dad who would take people to their weddings in Rolls-Royces, we were always ingrained with that brand, and I absolutely love what Rolls-Royce are, who they stand for, what they're about, and the luxury behind it. And there's a real dark energy behind Rolls-Royce, which they show through the names and their interiors. And I've always been super inspired by that, and I've managed to be able to drive Rolls-Royces for quite a long time in my life, and I love the brand. So being able to work with them has come through that, and through the amount of times I talk about them and how we work with them, and being able to put things together with them is something like what it is for Mike to be able to work on Oasis for me.
Yeah, I mean, one of our biggest prints is actually inspired by those enthusiast magazines that people collected about trying to join the car club. We wanted to sort of bring that feeling into the clothing and see if it could transcend. So we called our we've got a line called Owners Club, which is probably our biggest revenue driver, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think if you look at the brand from even through the history of the last 13, 14 years, you can see rock and roll and British motorsport history, and them two things are like what we've been involved with all our lives.
Let's diddly dip. Who's on the Zoot packets?
Mike. Shmone. Dude, do you know what I'm just thinking? This might be the last night I spend in my house in the UK. Mike's gonna be getting rid of this and upgrading to something crazy soon. So by the time we come back, he'll probably already be in that and this will be gone. And I'm just thinking, I've spent like 2 years in here, done so many design meetings with the team and like reviews and products and stuff, and then built our own home gym and trained so much in here, and it's mad thinking like you just leave it behind. And I remember buying this house thinking, whoa, I'll be here forever, but I already moved country and Mike's getting rid of it, so goodbye, I guess, farewell. Anyway, tonight, heavy night. We've got Rolls-Royce doing an at-home series with me and Mike. We've invited loads of friends and business partners and stuff like that to come by, so we're going to have a good, like, I think we've got 5 hours with them. They're showing us some new cars, taking us driving. We're going to put them through a gym session, but tonight it's actually going to be a meal that's cooked by their Michelin star chef, so it's going to be fun. Come with us. Wait, for YouTube, let's just see what John recently purchased. Show them. Right.
What'd you steal?
God damn.
Shit.
Who made it?
Hang on. There you go.
It's like Mr. Flawless special.
You look like Liv Pope.
Half tense, is it? Just park up by the harbour.
Yeah. Alright, boys.
Hello, mate. Nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you. All good. No, thanks for having me. Great to be here. And on his way in? No. Okay, no.
We'll rob that.
Very good.
Wow,
I know.
Just like and you
Welcome to our Black Badge at Home with George and Mike. Thank you all so much for putting this together. We're all super stoked, super excited. So the at home concept is basically we have a really great relationship with the guys, and actually what we're doing is with a select few people, we are going to their home. So it's really fitting that we're in their second home, right?
This was the boys' first owned and operated warehouse, so this is home for the brand and for the boys.
Obviously having that relationship, we then sort of said, well actually it'd be really cool to their friends to be able to showcase Rolls-Royce and have a little bit of fun, have some fine dining by the team over here who have absolutely saved you from beans on toast if it was my way. On behalf of Rolls-Royce, obviously it's been a real pleasure being able to be part of this evening, and thank you so much for having us and including us in this. I for one can't wait to see you guys try and keep up with me on the gym floor, and I'm looking at someone in particular.
Not a million podcasts, but never a speech. I'm just going to say thank you to everyone that's come out tonight. Obviously, thank you to Rolls-Royce, especially you, Ben, and you, Riley, for putting this on and pushing us to do this for a while. If you've followed me on Instagram for a while, you know I'm obsessed with Rolls-Royce. Obviously, it's like part of my DNA, part of my dad's DNA, part of my granddad's DNA, and I've drove Rolls-Royces ever since I could afford one.
It's been a tough life, it's been a tough life.
That first one I was like seventh hand, and it was absolutely fucked, but it was still a Rolls-Royce. And I think I'll drive them until the day I die. But yeah, I just want to say thank you everyone for coming and putting this night on. I appreciate it. I'm going to hand this over to Mike.
And me too. I'm going to have Rolls-Royce after tonight.
Are you going to get rid of the Ben?
Excuses, so thank you.
Cully's coming. Benny's turn.
Was it a hard one for the crew?
Oh, it is. So this one especially. There's 2 workouts today. The first one, I think we've got a bit of competition. I think George and Mike are going to be going together, and then Ollie and Emerson. I think they're going to be your 2 teams that you're going to have to watch out for. Nice, G.
Dying, bro.
I left you in LA Jackson tan. Fit.
Too many miles.
So this is the definitely maybe tee. It's on the Boxy Fit slub, which is the first time we've done it. We've got a little tag on here, which was based off the first ever Oasis AAA pass from SJM concerts, and we're shooting it against the original cassette design by Brian Cannon, which is a Union Jack plug hole that was meant to symbolise the country going down the plug hole back in the 90s. Looking back, I think we've set out what we wanted to achieve. I found this t-shirt years ago. I've been wearing it for years on my Instagram, but this is kind of the inception of where it all started. This like oval shape, but the feel and the drapiness of this fabric. But yeah, you can sort of see where that came from, and the weight and the feel of the t-shirt. Like I think we've nailed the likeness of it. So for me, that was important. Graphic wise, because this is the 30th anniversary of Definitely Maybe, we wanted to stick to that sort of imagery around that era. This is a shot by Kevin Cummins. Thought it was quite special because it was at Main Road, so it's a little homage to Manchester, Two Brothers, and obviously the store that we opened. We've got a little tearaway tag off there, which is quite cool really, because you can keep the little section on it, but you can tear that off if you want to. And this is Oasis' first ever AAA pass. It was an original like SJM Concerts one, I believe, orange tag. We obviously just changed the wording on it to be at the store. We've done like obviously this graphic, which is their branding and our branding, the classic 50-50, what we always do. We got this this inspo, I think I was saying this at the shoot, from fly posters back in the day. It's kind of cool because you can see under it how raised our branding is, so it's actually like someone stuck a sticker on it. It's turned out really nice. We've kept that block in the classic one, classic Owners Club fit. This is the Slub Boxy fit, which is brand new. We've not actually tried this, but it looks amazing. So you get the extra length in the sleeve, but you get the drapiness as well. We've done a white version with obviously the Man City blue on the back. Another little nod. Probably helped get that one approved. Yeah, and then finally we've got this shot again by Kevin Cummins in London. I've actually got this. This has been hanging up in my house for about the last 7 years. It's got a massive back print over the seams. Huge, Definitely Maybe, done by Brian Cannon. But yeah, obviously celebrating 30 years of Definitely Maybe. Yeah, I think it's cool how we didn't just use album artwork and it didn't look kind of like, you know, just all the other stuff you can get. Like obviously these shots do exist, but I'm not sure they exist on garments, which is really cool. Next year will be the anniversary of What's the Story, so hoping we can have a little go at that and see where that leads, to be honest, because we had so much fun doing this. But yeah, favourite piece out of it, I'd say it's got to be this. You can pair this with anything. I think that's my favourite piece to date, to be fair. Just love the wash on it and how it's turned out and the distressing.